Hi there, this is Doris Spenter from Library Arts, and I want to thank you for joining me today for this program. So, our phones are always by us, we're always using them to send our friends text messages. So, that was the inspiration for this wonderful project we're going to be doing today. It's our text message picture on a painted canvas. We're going to have some text messages that I prepared for you. You can choose from, or you can of course write your own. And of course we got a few of these fun emoji characters that we can also include in this. So this is going to be really fun. I hope you enjoy it. And so let's get started. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to start by preparing your canvas for your text messages. And so we're going to put a solid color, or because I've given you a couple colors to use, you might want to do an ombre, or you might want to mix your colors. But for myself, I'm going to work with just red paint. And just for ease, I'm going to pour some onto my canvas and spread it around. You'll have some little cups that I'll show you, that I showed you before, that you can use for yours. But because I'm just doing a quick demo here, I'm just going to put, you could pour some paint on yours if you're doing a solid color too, but I'm just going to take my red and spread it around. And I have more than enough paint clearly here. I just want to spread it around because what I want to do is I want a nice, clean, bright color for my backdrop. The text messages that I'm going to use, which are the pre-printed ones, you, of course, as I stated earlier, can use the blank speech bubbles to write your own messages too. Or you may want to use some of those emoji faces that I gave you to cut out and then just glue down. Now, the reason why we want to get the canvas paint first is because we want it to be dry when we move on to the gluing stage. So I'm taking some of this extra paint, and I'm going to use it for the sides of my canvas because I have, whoa, way too much paint. So you might want to use a little less than me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that extra off after I'm done doing all the sides here. Notice that I'm working on a sheet of foil, or actually a couple sheets of foil, because I don't want my surface to get all messy, and it's easier to pick up and move this canvas if I have a foil sheet underneath it. So you may want to do that, or if you have an old tablecloth that you don't care about getting paint on, that's another way you can do it. And just spread that paint nice and thick. Oh, that's just my radiator going on in the background. Any extra paint you can just take off, save for later, put back in your cup. Like I have way too much red paint here, so I'm taking some of that off. And I can just save it, as I said, for a future project by putting it back in my cup. But I want to make sure I really get a nice, smooth, even coat of the red on my canvas. And then I'm going to set it aside to dry as we work on the next portion of our painting, because it really is good to have a nice, solid, even surface. And I'm just using the tip now of my brush to really just smooth out the paint. And then I'll put it aside to dry, as I said, so that when I come back to it, it's nice and smooth. So think about what text messages you might want to have on your canvas. Hello, thanks, hi there, see you later, forget it. You might want to make up your own personal message that's, something your friends know or that you say all the time. That'd be kind of cool. You may want to make a message that's all just emoji faces. You are the designer here. You are the artist, so I'm going to let you decide. So that's good enough for mine. I'm going to set it aside to dry, and we'll come back and talk about the text messages next. See you in a moment. Okay, so let's get your text messages started for this project. So you will see that I have included sheets with different fun messages on it for you to use. Now, however, if you'd rather do your own messages, I also have included a sheet with all kinds of blank speech bubbles and shapes that you can cut out. And then, of course, I have a fun sheet with different emoji faces and things that you might want to add on to your picture. So let's talk about how you're going to do that. You're going to need the cardboard sheet that I gave you, actually more than one sheet that I gave you. You're going to decide, like for instance, I might say to myself, oh, I think I want to use the OMG. So I'm going to do this and cut it out very easily. I'm going to do that. Let's see, I got a bunch of different ones on here. Rolling on the floor laughing is a good one. And notice I'm not trying to cut them out very carefully here. You know, maybe I want be right back. You decide, never mind. Oh, I have one with an emoji here that we could do. So I'll pull that one in. It just says hi on it, and that's kind of fun. So you can, again, these are pre-printed, and you may use them or make your own. So once you've decided which ones you like, all you have to do is get yourself a glue stick, and I want you to simply put a nice layer of glue on the back of your paper and start gluing these onto the cardboard so that you can then cut them out. So I'll just do a couple here and let you see that. And you're going to have more than one sheet of cardboard, so you'll have room for a lot of these, okay? And then let's say you want to do like your own message. So just find the shape you think might be kind of cool. I like the idea of doing different size speech bubbles, so I kind of like this round one is different from the other two I have. So I'll write this and, you know, I'll just write, maybe in some block letters I'll put, because I like art, I'll put art. Art. So that'll be another one I'll glue down like this. I'll put that one over here because I have a little more room. And then maybe something fun like this emoji one. And then of course, if you want, you can go over to this page, and if you like the cat, or you like the crying so hard I'm laughing, or you want to say something about us living through the coronavirus period, you could put this one down. Or if you really like basketball and you're a basketball player, maybe you want to put that one down. So you're just going to, again, use your glue stick, glue them down. And again, just cut around them for now. A little more glue here. And stick that down. Okay, so now put that aside, and what you're going to do next is you're going to cut them out, but more carefully. You're going to go around the outline. In fact, I might just cut around this so I have a smaller piece to work with. And then I'm going to carefully and slowly cut around the outline of the shape. And the reason why we're using the cardboard is to give the text shape some support. It'll be pretty flimsy if it's just on a thin piece of paper. So we want to give this some support so that when we put it on the canvas later, it's just not going to flop around. So go ahead, pick the text messages you want, make your own. Maybe I could come back and I could say, oh, I want that to be colorful. So, I'm going to use a bright orange marker, or maybe I'll use a couple different colors before I cut it out. You don't have to use highlighters. I just happen to have a few in front of me. So I'll do art with the orange, the yellow, and I have a purple one here. So I'll do purple like that. And then I could cut that one out. So once you have all your pieces cut out, we'll get back together and talk about how it's going to go with your painted canvas. See you soon. Okay, welcome back. Before we move on to the next step, you'll notice that I have finished gluing all my little balsa wood pieces onto the back of my cardboard and just flip them gently over because the paint is dry. They're not going to stick to the paint. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, and I'm just going to show you one or two, is again take that glue that I had and I'm going to put a little glue on the balsa wood because that's the only part I really want to stick to the canvas. Flip it over and press it into place. Now, you might notice, oh, my OMG text is curling up a little on the sides. Don't worry about that. I have a solution for you. So I'm going to finish gluing down all my shapes, and you can see this one's bowing a little bit. You see that curve? So I have a solution for you, and I will show you after I get all these glued down, and I'll be back with all these glued down in a minute, and I'll show you that trick. Okay, get started on your own. Okay, did you get all your text messages glued down and making sure they're as straight or organized the way you want? You might want to make yours at different angles. Mine are a little bit more straight, but you see how this is peeling up here? I can't know if you can tell. Well, here's that little sneaky solution I have. Once you get everything glued down, by the way, the glue will dry clear. Some of these will peel up a little bit. So get yourself a book, something like that, put it on top, and then just put some weights on top of your painting and just leave it there for like a half an hour and let it dry. These should not stick to your cardboard because there's no glue on the top of the text messages. Once they're dry, we'll take it off and see if there's any other special embellishments you might like to add to your work. Okay, go ahead and get yours glued and weight it down so that you can move on to the next step. See you soon. Oh, welcome back. Did weighting down your messages help you? I hope so. It helped mine for sure. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you that this is optional if you'd like. You can take some little gems, put a tiny bit of glue on them, and you can add them as a little additional detail onto your canvas. Now remember that the glue will dry clear, so you don't need to worry about it looking white right now like it does. You might see a little bit of white like there. But it's just kind of a little additional detail if you want to add a little bling, make it kind of fun and playful. It looks sort of like confetti being thrown around the canvas. That's certainly something you may want to do. But again, I'll just leave it up to you to see if you want to add that on. I think it's kind of fun, and I look forward to seeing, hopefully, what you create. Maybe it'll be posted on Instagram or on a blog, but it would be cool to see what your creations look like. Have fun, write your own messages, use the blog posts that I have, and come up with something that is uniquely you. Not me, but you. And then use the messages accordingly along with the emoji faces. I hope you enjoyed this program and had fun making it with me. It takes a little time because you do have to wait a couple steps for glue to dry or paint to dry, what have you, but I enjoyed making mine, and who doesn't love a good text message anyway, right? So, this is Doris Penter saying thank you for joining me again. I hope that you enjoyed making the project. Stay creative, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.